You know what? If love actually has taught us anything, it's never too late for both love and buying shit. Okay? For Christmas. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Right? I don't like mornings because, hangovers. But what do I like? A morning with a little BJ. Who doesn't?
Wow.
Aside from the girl giving them. And I'm not talking about anything salacious. I'm talking about the B for Bill, the J for Joanne, and the T-shirt for you. Perfect mix of cotton and polyester. Available at the In Hot Water store.
Wait, Bill, this just in. There's only a few left. Is that right?
That's her go-to.
Get
By the
yours
way,
before they sell out.
I don't have an earpiece. How come you get to have an earpiece? Where's yours? Can you show it to me?
We just sold out of earpieces, Bill. I'm sorry. That's why you don't have
No, that's not on the shop. So I don't know what's in your ear. You sure that's...
It's Luby behind a curtain. Shout out to, a pre-tape you haven't seen yet. God damn it.
What is wrong with you? Yeah, boy. And also, you've just ruined the illusion that it's live.
I know.
So here you go. You can also get, Joe's, one of her million catchphrases is good for her. Get one of those T-shirts. But also, we have a What's in the Box.
Oh.
I mean, 'tis the season for shit for me, huh?
Another T-shirt?
I don't know. But I have some hints, though. Boy, for someone as impatient as Brad Pitt when it comes to you opening these things, he's a little late there. Yeah.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box? No!
All right, so I want you to take a look at how it was addressed. So I have a theory.
To Bill Clay Schultz Naka.
Okay. Well, I think that they misspelled AKA Mornin.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Bobby did the same thing. He's like, now what does Naka mean? He was really going down the wormhole.
PLA. Pla.
I think Mornin Place, perhaps. Or not. Perhaps that's part of the clue. So here's the thing. Joe and I have been talking a lot about conspiracy theories lately, particularly JFK. Bill Clay Shaw. Shut up, Brad. I'm trying to explain something. I like it when he's impatient. So Bill Clay Shaw was, of course, one of the main players played by Tommy Lee Jones in JFK as, suspected to be involved in the JFK conspiracy. Of course, he wasn't. He was just gay and was outed in that trial, and it destroyed his life. Very sad. Right. But anyway.
What's in the fucking...
Okay, so what do we got here?
Welcome to the porta potty, pal.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a Die-Hard sweatshirt with a poop theme on it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Now I have
a poo trophy do.
That's yours.
Joe?
That's yours. Well, obviously, the German, dead German.
And a T-shirt.
Oh, my God. This is amazing. Who do we have to thank for this?
In a small, lovely.
These are for you, not for me. You're the one with the poo trophy.
Wait. Oh, no, there's two.
All right, this is going on today. I love it.
Wow, this is great. Wait, who sent this?
I know, we have to thank. Okay, so this
you think I'm not going to wear this? Oh.
I love it.
Oh, I am.
All right, I'm not going to discuss the people with me shirtless, so you talk and explain while I crouch down here, and so as not to show my 5 nipples.
You have 5?
I'm like a human dog!
So, I don't know what I'm supposed to explain exactly.
Well, can you find out who gave it to us?
No, I don't know. I do not know.
It's also mysterious.
Hey, listen, if you sent it to us and you are currently watching,
tell us.
Call in, let us know. It was sent from this gear place, so it's not even like. It's not even like it was sent directly from, yes.
And so this is mostly Joe related because she's the one with the poo trophy, but this is great. Yeah. It fits like a fucking poo glove.
Wait, is it the same person who sent us the poo trophy?
I'm sure.
And who sent us the poo trophy?
We don't know.
You know what? Gosh, it's hard to keep track.
See, we've become friends with all these companies because we can't thank the person who actually gave it to us.
I need an Excel spreadsheet of all the...
Not like 50% of our fun gifts that we have in front of you, emphasis on fun, have been given by anonymous donors, which is a bit insulting because they don't want to admit that they watch the show.
I think that's what it is.
I think that might be it.
And yet they know us so well.
This too.
God, it's like we're secret friends.
I love this.
I also love this packaging.
People might get the Die Hard reference. No one's really going to know the full story behind it, but that's great for me. I love inside jokes. This is great.
Wait,
he also knows that we're both the same size.
We really are. Wait, what is What does the original sweatshirt say? Now I can't remember.
Now I've got a machine gun, ho, 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 and I will be wearing that at some
Now I
point
have a
this week.
trophy.
So now I've got this as well.
Love it.
That's one of my Christmas decorations, is that, and you put a little Santa hat above it, the sweatshirt.
Now, do you
and,
think I
the
could wear
glasses.
this sweatshirt bartending, or is that too weird?
Put it on. You
No, but you know what? People are going to start talking to me to ask me about it, and I don't love talking to people.
Yeah, but you'll enjoy telling customers how you took this amazing dump and got a reward for it. I'm sure they'll love that right before tip time. Put one on. Unlike, see, actually,
is so
this is going to be bigger on you, so you don't actually have to
Put on
go
the
topless first.
sweatshirt. It is a heavy blend, which I appreciate.
What does heavy blend mean?
I don't know. That's what it says on the tag.
Oh, I love this. Now I have a pooch. By the way, this might have to get a double promotion on the Morning Dump as well. I mean, this is obviously right up their alley. But look at that. Very cute. It's like you're a little fiber-heavy Rocky.
It's actually very nice quality.
Yeah. You should just wear that and not explain it to Douglas at all.
I think he would immediately get it.
Well, how would he get it? He doesn't watch the show.
He's seen Die Hard, and he knows I like poop.
Dude. I love it. I love it. Wow. We're very blessed this holiday season. And thank you, anonymous benefactor. Please come forth, reveal thyself, so that thou may get the thanks that thine thoroughly
Also,
deserves.
this is the only way Bill gets new clothing. I feel like unless it's his parents getting him Gap clothing, right?
And I promptly return. Please don't give me that to this year, Mom and Dad. I don't like it when they do. It's very nice, but and I'm very lucky that my parents give me things. But it's just I don't wear khakis that much. Goddamn, man! One of my old hangouts been closed since the beginning of the pandemic. It was as if I saw some sort of Christmas miracle. It was a star on a tree, a drunk tree. Walked by Hudson Malone last night, and that big, beautiful, it looks of the 1920s era, lit sign was on. And I heard a choir. I've taken this little scamp over there. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's huge.
It's huge. The building was built in 1890. Even though the bar itself is rather new. Go see a profile I wrote about it at the New York Times. Wildly corrupt since I'm a regular there. But it is back. Hudson Malone is back. The bartender remembered Gino, asked about him, told him the sad Pat Dixon story. And he's like one of those sensitive bartenders. And like the color went out of his face. He's like, you tell Gino that Pat Dixon fella should be in jail. I hope he's suing him. I'm like, you can't sue someone who's got no money. And the bartender's like, yes, but he has to be like he was just very taken aback by the whole story. And it would never happen at Hudson Malone. I'll tell you that much right now.
Oh, no.
I probably would. They don't have
Classy
any security.
establishment.
But so I was very excited, and it has just it has just opened. Doug Quinn, the owner, was not there. He apparently was sick, probably COVID. And it's so new that it's just reopened. That not even Christmas decorations. And as you recall, that is quite a Christmas bar as far as the look.
Now, what prevented them from opening until now?
I think part of it was the big overall bigness of it, and he's always had staffing issues.
Okay.
People not doing well.
Okay.
If you're looking around, and even now they had a famous brunch, and they are not doing that. They do not have the full staff. It is what they call a soft launch, a term I only learned while living in New York. It's basically like you're testing things out. It's almost like Broadway play and preview.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
you can
what.
Still make changes.
Right, and so
Can't write a review yet.
That's why, and I texted Doug, and I was like, first of all, of course, how are you? I didn't care. I wanted to get straight to Hudson Malone, and he said the same thing as Dave, the bartender, who felt bad for Gino. He's like, yeah, it's a soft launch. We're not really putting it out there yet, but there were already a lot of people there. Not too many, which I was happy about, but oh God, I can't believe how much I missed it.
Well, now, okay, this is like an old lover is in town. Bill, are you going to split your time between PJ Clark's and Hudson Malone?
And again, Doug does not. I told you, Doug walked by PJ Clark's one night while he was working on reopening Hudson.
I saw you there.
It was as if he saw
where
me
else were you
TV.
supposed to go? The nights are cold. You need a lover.
It's the first time you've ever defended me. Well, and of course, dickhead that I am, my favorite seat is right at the PJ Clark's awning on the window. Great, you can people watch, see the whole bar.
Yes.
No one bothers you because you're at a table. And also I get Wi-Fi there. And it was right out of a bad Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh my God.
Doug Quinn with his little pork pie hat on,
Okay.
scarf, working over at Hudson Malone a couple blocks away because he used to work at PJ Clark's. They fired him, a whole thing.
Oh,
And I'm
see,
sitting
it gets
there.
more complicated.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's in my Times article. I'm sitting there a little by myself, and it's as if, and for all I remember, he had like packages in his hand. He walks by like this.
Oh no!
And I'm like, ah! And kind of run outside and talk to him.
Wow.
I'm like, well, you guys have been closed for so long.
You mean nothing to me.
And the weird thing is, now she's like a good friend of mine. Fucking always gives me so many free drinks. The bartender there, she's the first female bartender in the history of PJ Clark's. I want to do a story on her. She immediately knew who he was, but in a good way. And she's like, can you introduce me to, because he's like a celebrity bartender, right? And she was like, you know Doug Quinn? Like, you know, he used to work here. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she wants me to introduce him, and that saved me.
Maybe she wants a new job.
Oh, I think you're not far.
Moonlighting at Hudson Malone.
You're not far off. I didn't say your name, Anali, so I'm not putting you out there. But I did say she's the only female bartender at PJ Clark's. But yeah, so I think that saved me because he was very upset. I felt like a cheating wife, but I don't know why I went to wife. But when I told him that this bartender was all over him, and thought he was such a legend, that sweetened him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Took a little bit of the out of it, you know.
Sure.
Lots going on in my neighborhood, as you can tell.
Wow.
The drama is like, oh yeah, actually, I'll show you something. I tweeted this last night. It should be on my thing, guys. I don't even need it for it. It's probably my last tweet, although I retweeted one of your great clips. But it's basically just me in the bathroom of Hudson Malone. Don't worry, not like one of those pictures. But here's what a prick Doug is.
Be careful, there's mirrors everywhere.
My pants were on. It was should have been one of my last tweets. Doug Quinn put in by the pisser a picture of Nolan Ryan. It's hard to tell, but it's right above me, beating the shit out of White Sox legend Robin Ventura in a very famous run at the mound that Robin Ventura badly lost against a very old but still effective fastballer. And he got very bloody, and Robin Ventura was much younger than him, and it's just, they still dine out on this in Texas.
Good for you for noticing the pictures in a bathroom. You could hold a gun to my head, and I could not tell you what art is in any bathroom of a place I frequent.
If you saw a picture of someone beating the shit out of John Mayer in a bathroom, you would remember.
Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, fair.
Thanks, guys. That's very, let's see, I love, they're not working for the weekend. They're very quick, but it's for a clip I don't. Here you go. There it is. Robin, what were you thinking? Particularly in the Lion's Den.
Wait, I think I like baseball now. This is sexy. Ooh, look at that. Look at all those men.
Lots of blood.
They're all hugging each other.
That's not hugging.
Hugging.
You like him sensitive. There's Robin. He is bleeding. It's hard to tell in that shot, but so Doug put that up for me. I have to look at that every time I piss.
He put it up for you specifically?
Oh yeah. You know, I fucking
But
make
wait,
fun of him.
Robin Ventura looks so young there. How old was Nolan Ryan?
Eat a dick. I want my Islanders hat back. Although I'm happy to see that you're wearing
Wait,
it.
Bobby, can you explain
Bobby
it to
appreciates
me?
he's saying essentially that Nolan Ryan was a good 20 years older than Robin
Oh,
Ventura.
God, yeah, he
And
looks
yet he
old.
still won the fight. I'll tell you what, I went to Texas to see a ballpark that they're now getting rid of that was beautiful, and it's like 10 years younger than our park because they're stupid. I went, and it was about 105 degrees. Nice, guys. Good job getting that clip so quickly. And it was a White Sox-Rangers game, and they're still, and this was well over 20 years ago, 25 maybe, they're still selling pictures of that fucking fight outside whenever the White Sox are in town. And I'm like, come on, guys, get the fuck over it.
Can you all explain to me, okay, when you get into a fist fight, or any sort of physical fight, is there ever a small part of you that's concerned you could potentially kill the other person, like accidentally? Like, I know you're not trying to, but like, oh no, one wrong punch and I could go to jail forever. Like, does that thought cross your mind? Or are you just like so angry or whatever that you don't think about it?
I don't think I'm physically able to do that. Gino could ask how it feels on the answer on how it feels on the receiving end.
Yeah.
At any point did Gino think he was going to die?
Or it's like, you know, when I was watching Game of Thrones, you know, I see everyone sparring. And I'm like, but what if you accidentally kill your trainer? Or, like, you know?
It certainly happens all the time. The right hit in the right area.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. I don't know. I was never aware if this was an old wives' tale or not. But it was a big thing in movies, mid-'90s or something, where if you punch a guy in the right way, and
Go into the brain, right?
I don't know. That could be an old wives' tale.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure it's happened. But so there's a lot of plugs there for you, Hudson Malone. And just Google my name in New York Times and Hudson Malone. You're going to see a great story about the whole place. And I'm very happy it's back.
What if they took it down? Not the picture, but your article. Do they ever do that?
No, because I tweeted it last night because I was.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Hey, look, if I'm not going to promote me, who's going to promote me? Nobody. Certainly not you.
That's a fair point.
You're a fair point.
Sometimes.
We always tell Baker these days, because we just can't be bothered. I'm getting a second guest on. Baker's today because we have Remy Spencer on tomorrow. But we always tell him to come at half an hour in at this point and never remembers. Really, it makes me wonder how effective an operative
Or
he
he
was.
just conveniently schedules a call for right when we're
Right. Every time.
on the air.
Do you have any non-Baker related splendor you want to reveal?
Well, I do kind of like this Nick Cage one just because it's so
You
weird.
know what I forgot to do is do the sizzle reel of screams that we always do.
Oh,
with
well,
Nick, Just use your mind's eye.
I don't want to torture anyone on this delightful Wednesday.
You're amazing.
Okay, Nick Cage was recently did an interview in Ramp Style magazine. I don't know what he's promoting.
Nick Cage. Baby.
That's true.
His world.
But he said, quote, "I thought I was an alien as a child."
Tracks.
He admitted that he was shocked to find out that he had normal organs and a normal skeleton.
I love him.
I was shocked the day I went to the doctor's office as a child and found out that I had normal organs and a normal skeleton because I was certain I was from another planet. He opened up about his childhood and his struggle to connect with others as a socially awkward kid.
What?
That's the only thing that tracks to me, that Nick Cage was definitely a socially awkward kid.
I think Nick Cage has autism.
Right? Like on the spectrum of that, somewhere.
It would make perfect sense. That's why
Sure.
he thinks he's an alien. Like, he doesn't fit in, he doesn't think like everyone else.
But here's the other reason why he might think that way. My father told me he felt like he had to introduce himself to me because I was such an alien, he admitted. So right there, that tells you, okay, well, that was his childhood trauma. His father saying, "Are you really my son or are you an alien?" Sounds like a really supportive dad. He said, "I had difficulties connecting with other people. When I saw David Bowie in The Man Who Fell to Earth, I realized I needed to do something. So I became an actor." Sounds like an interesting solution to his problem. Also, is Nick Cage an actor or is Nick Cage just Nick Cage?
I like it. As a question for all time.
Well, in his last movie, he was Nick Cage.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
I haven't either, but I hear
know
it's
it's
really
not-
good.
Wait, either Bobby or Steve saw it. One of you guys saw it, right?
I saw it. I really enjoyed it.
You liked it. I gotta see it.
He was also actually really very good in that drama, The Pig, I think it's called.
I don't remember
He
that.
plays a truffle pig farmer.
Oh,
and
yeah, I heard
someone
about that.
steals his prized truffle pig, and then he goes on a search to find this pig.
Like, is it a murderous search where he?
He is covered in a lot of dirt and blood for most of the movie.
That doesn't sound like something you would like.
I liked it because I wasn't expecting it from him. It was a pleasant surprise.
Oh my God! Well, have you ever seen Adaptation?
Yes.
Yes, he's an actor, man. When he wants to
Freaking
be,
weird.
it's so good.
It's so weird,
brilliant,
though. Doesn't
though.
he play his own twin?
Yes,
It's too much.
and he plays the writer of the movie. The name escapes me right now. He's a very famous writer.
But
Charlie
yeah,
Kaufman.
didn't that come out around the same time as John Malkovich? No, John Malkovich is in it.
No, I don't think so. But it's by the same person.
Oh, okay.
The guy wrote John Malkovich as well, and they're very much in the same world.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, it's great. I don't know. There's so many to think. Well, Leaving Las Vegas, he got an Oscar for, and that I think he overacts probably a little bit in that because he has to. He's Nick Cage.
I didn't
the cage.
see that movie, but I did read the book.
Oh my God! Look at you. You actually read a lot.
Well, Douglas
surprisingly
recommended it. But it's always so funny, the books Douglas recommends. They're always written by male writers.
Ugh.
It's very much I get why a boy would like this book.
Why?
Well, there's always a moment where they talk about a woman's nipples. Any book you read written by a man, there is a moment where a woman is introduced and there is some description about the way her nipples look in a top. Always.
Yeah, the tracks.
Always.
I had a weird flashback. One of my first big boy books, because I was so obsessed with Jaws, was I read the book and I realized right away that sometimes movies are better than books. But I remember Peter Benchley famously wrote Jaws, and there is one of the many reasons why the book is not as good as the movie is Hooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss, of course, in the movie, has an affair with Ellen Brody, Chief Brody's wife. And Hooper is a bit of a dick in the book and dies by the shark. But at one point there, and when I was a kid, this is salacious, but Peter Benchley does a very drawn-out masturbation scene with Ellen Brody to establish the fact that she is dissatisfied as wife of a kind of fat failure of a chief in Chief Brody. And as we all know, he was a badass in the movie. Check 3 for why the book sucks. But I remember reading it and being like, ooh, wow, this is crazy. But then I'm like, a guy wrote this, and it takes you out of it. Like, I would never want to read. And then, they do those contests at the end of the year of the worst sex scenes in books.
Oh, they do?
Yes, and they're great because they're terrible. And they're all written by guys. No woman ever wins that award. But the idea of reading a sex scene, unless it's written by a woman, is repellent to me. I don't care how imaginative it is. And that would have been my first one, I guess, even though it was masturbation. But and there's like a mob subplot, and they just got all the good stuff. And here's the thing that shows you how bad the book is. The most famous scene in Jaws, and why it's one of the best movies ever made, of course, has nothing to do with the shark, and it is the Indianapolis monologue by Robert Shaw, a.k.a. Quint, to establish why he hates sharks. And it's an actual boat that was shot in World War II, delivering the bomb. So top secret was it that there was no alert system when they were shot, and they all get attacked by sharks, and half of them die because they're in the water for so long. And Quint is part of that, not in the book.
Oh.
They wrote that scene for the movie.
Well, that
so you're
fleshes
just
it out
like, why is
nicely.
Quint so psychotically against these sharks? Never established. And then Spielberg and a slew of writers, one of whom was Robert Shaw, writes this amazing monologue, best in movie history. And it's beautiful, actually happened. There are still survivors to this day from Indianapolis that love that scene and not in the book. Yeah. If you've ever wanted to read Jaws, don't. I told you everything you need to know. Shark dies by asphyxiation, no explosion.
Well, you read this book when you were a child. Also, when you were a child, did you have any weird beliefs like Nick Cage? Did you think you were part something, or did you think you were adopted? That's always a big one.
I could see you thinking that.
Well, I mean, my sister would say it. My sister also said I was supposed to be a boy. So I went, for a little while, I was like, am I a boy? Like maybe around age 8, I had a few of those moments.
Didn't you know the differences?
Yeah.
Although you're never nude, so maybe you don't.
No, I did. I was very clearly a girl and very obsessed with little boys, even from like the age of 4.
That actually surprises me.
Oh, yeah. I remember
What happened?
His name was Greg. His name was Greg. It was preschool or daycare or something. And I would go up to Greg and be like, can you pick me up? Are you strong? Can you
Now,
pick
are you
me
doing
up?
that to be cute, or was that the scoliosis?
I physically couldn't get off the floor. That's why I needed help. No, that was me flirting. Who did I think where did I learn that? What TV was I watching?
But the picking up thing, that's a fucking fetish.
Oh, well, yeah, that was, we know whose fetish that was.
Oh, I know very well.
You might have dated her for a while.
Okay.
She revealed it on Red Eye. Y'all can look back at the archives, figure it out.
It sounds like she's trying to be cute, but it's true.
There is an episode where me, this woman, and God, who else was it?
I know this episode because you made up one. And
I
you
made
said
up one,
Christmas.
yeah, but we all revealed our fetishes, and I
Yeah.
said Christmas music, and everyone was like, really? And I was like, no.
I think they edited out the no part because you watch and you believe it.
No, but you see me laughing. I very clearly made it up.
That laugh could mean that you're like embarrassed that you're admitting it.
Yeah, I'm
See,
uncomfortable
guys see what
to
they
do
want to
that.
see. But she was telling the truth. And the thing of it is on the surface, I found this with a couple of... Look, I know I look pathetic, but, I'm actually not that weak. But on the surface, she is very thin and fit. God knows she's got fucking gym pictures up the ass to prove it. But she was deceptively heavy. I don't know if it was just like... some people have thicker bones than others.
Well, that's the
but, and
thing.
it's
Bone density. Osteoporosis is not in her future.
There you go. So she's a lucky
is in
woman.
mine.
But I would embarrass myself and how difficult it would
Well,
be.
how far would you have to carry
I
her?
did not like doing it. It's not a fetish for me, but it was embarrassing because it was hard to hold her.
Oh my god.
Ugh, I've said too much.
Well.
But
Hey, speaking of fetishes,
oh, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just heard.
The pressure is on.
Oh, nice.
Ah,
Now
wow.
it's fucking Christmas. Now it's Christmas. Hey, by the way, Hard to Hold Her would be a great country song title. But you have to write it about something other than that. You're just be like, maybe like theoretically Hard to Hold Her.
Remind me after the show, and I'll tell you who it is because you know her. That is what a Norman Rockwell setting that is right
How
there.
tall is that tree?
That is huge.
That tree is, let's take a look. It's about yay high.
Yay!
Yeah.
I was gonna say ye, but great.
So it's Kanye themed. Awesome. And what a time to be anti-Semitic, Baker. Thank you for coming out on your personal beliefs.
All those stockings on the mantle.
I love it.
Great.
Kanye's got some issues. There's no doubt about it. He's got some medical issues. He's got some things he needs to deal with.
I don't like that. Joe has heard me rant about this before, but I'll say it again. This is like an offensive thing to mentally ill people because I have got, shockingly, a lot of mentally ill people in my family. You know what? Not anti-Semitic. I'll even add to that, not dicks. So many people.
I don't know. I heard from Andrew the other day, and he's as anti-Semitic as they come. I'm kidding.
Which is shocking with that nose.
Yeah.
But I think
all I'm saying is it's not a surprise coming from Kanye because he's had a pattern of issues. He's had a pattern of problems. So is this a shocker? No.
No.
That's
No.
all I'm saying. Is it awful to be? Hey, look, it's awful to be anti-anything, racist in any way. You know who I hate the most? I hate rich, white, privileged, progressive white people. That's what I hate. That's
Is
what
that a
I've
theme of
learned.
this tree?
Ouch,
Was the
that
pe-
hurts my feelings.
The people I can't stand the most are the hard left, liberal, self-righteous white people. Everybody else, I think, great. We all
That's
get on with
racist.
our lives and go. Yeah,
That
it
is racist. And you're self-hating as far
Baker
as
is
the rich and
coming in
white part is concerned.
hot today.
I know, I
Yeah.
like it. You can tell there's a
know.
little something in that coffee. Little Irish?
Yeah.
Little Irish in
It's
there?
it's the NyQuil. I've been battling off a cold or flu or something, so I've been
I can
loading
hear
up
it.
on the NyQuil. I'm out there to tell you, kids, NyQuil's where it's at.
Well, too bad that you've already recorded the audio book because that voice is there's a nice deep bass to your alien throat right now.
Yeah, no, that's actually true. I could have. Yeah, I get far closer to Morgan Freeman's tone if I.
I can't stop looking at the background though. I love it.
It is really nice.
We got all the stockings up. We
Yeah.
got stockings for cats and dogs. We got stocking for the hamster, honey bear.
Oh my God,
So-
that's pushing it
Yeah.
right there. And you lost Joe because you know that this soulless creature hates any and all pets.
It's just a waste of money.
There you go. So you know what she'd do? She'd take your pet hamster, put it right there in that stocking, start smashing against the wall. That's what Joe would do. That's what Joe would do. She'd say, "Death to all rodents."
She's not. No, she's not angry like that. She just. But I tell you what, I'll bet in about 12 months' time we're gonna be on this show and she's gonna say we're gonna get a puppy.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. I would just forget to feed them.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
I forget to water my plants.
Why you keep hamsters around the house? Because then if you forget to feed them, they've always got a source of protein.
Well, you know what I'm petrified by, speaking of pets, is it's a vacation for me because Lauren Savant's paying for the flight, but I'm earning my keep. She's going to like Europe or some shit. So for the whole week between Christmas and New Year's, I'm doggy sitting in Palm Springs. So great weather, but I'm really not going to be able to leave the house. Her 3 dogs. And I just found out last night that her gay best friend is fucking bringing over 2 more. So you saying forgetting to feed a dog, I just had like a weird, because they're all various sizes and demeanors, and some are very shy. And it's impossible to feed the 3 because one's very big. And now with the other 2, one of them's going to eat the other's food. You got to put them in different rooms. I'm already starting to get stressed by it. 5 fucking dogs.
Here's what you do. You got a whole week in Palm Springs. And it's not just us. You just take some newspaper, and you spread it around on the rooms that have hardwood floors. You put one dog in each of those rooms with a bag of dog food and leave the toilet bowl open, and then close the doors. And then you go out and you have yourself a really happy holidays.
I could go to L.A.
You know what? Maybe I would be a good dog parent.
I was going to say, this is music to Joe's irresponsible ears right
Sounds good.
It's not.
I'm actually starting to get a little stressed about it. But, well, we got great stuff. Joe, you got some good stuff. Find a topical solution to whatever Baker's going to yammer on about.
Rash Baker's dealing with now.
From your racist tree, probably.
I was thinking ointment. Okay.
Oh, wait. No, I was saying because I know it's going to be inappropriate.
Oh, boy. Speaking of Twitter,
Oh, boy.
you mentioned it. That's my segue. Okay, so Baker, if you need any office supplies, I know where you can get it. Small business shopping, Twitter. They're auctioning off office supplies. They are clearing house after the holidays
Get this.
by auctioning hundreds of items from its San Francisco headquarters to the public, including a high-powered espresso machine and a statue of its logo. The sale will begin, mark this down, the sale will begin January 17th and last for just over 24 hours. Opening bids for all of their items range between $25 to $50. Included in the auction are 2 stationary bikes that can charge your phone while pedaling, a 6-foot sculpture of the @ symbol, a 3-foot bluebird sculpture. There's also a meat and cheese slicer, an industrial vegetable dryer, and an industrial size oven, perfect for pizzas.
Nothing, you know what? Nothing says the pre-Musk Twitter environment more than industrial vegetable dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I can
So-
see that.
The only thing missing is a Twitter yoga mat.
Yeah, right. We did
That would
just
be-
learn that Musk had to lay off a whole bunch of people, saying he had no choice and that the company was losing $4 million a day.
Wow.
So this one guy, his last name is Dove, I don't know who this person is, said they've sold for $44 billion and we're selling a couple chairs and desks and computers. If anyone genuinely thinks that the revenue from selling a couple computers and chairs will pay for the mountain there, then they're a moron.
Seriously.
It does beg the question, why? And like, what will the proceeds of this go toward? I mean, I get it, the optics, right, of having this stuff after laying off so many people. I assume that vegetable dryer needs some maintenance. And, you know, that's another expense. So I understand getting rid of that. But Baker, what do you want to buy?
Yeah, you know what? I would buy. Let me think about this. If it's under 100
No,
bucks,
don't think about it. It was a horrible question.
statue. I'd buy the Bluebird statue if it's under 100 bucks.
Okay.
Why?
And, but look, you know what? It's the optic of it. They're having some fun with this. Dove sounds like a humorless douche. Whoever made that comment. You know, clearly it's not going to pay off any of the debt load that's involved in this. But clearly it was a horrible business model that just provided a safe space for a lot of people who, I mean, again, has Twitter crashed yet since he's been laying people off? That's,
No.
you know, oh my God, this thing's going to fall to shit. And look, there was shit on Twitter well before the Musk transaction. If anybody thought that suddenly somehow only now there was offensive or you know, tasteless material on Twitter, it did, you know, how stupid is that? So, you know, was it smart to buy it for $44 billion? It doesn't strike me as that clever, but it's a
Thank
play.
you.
Yeah, it's a play, and you know, I think he's trying to make a very expensive point.
I think, and I'll bring it back to your favorite hero of all time, Kanye West,
Superman?
that I think we overuse the word genius now more than ever. Kanye is a very talented rapper, songwriter, producer, mostly producer. He's not a genius, okay? He's good at what he does, but the overall oof that is Kanye, he's a fucking moron. Not mentally ill in that capacity. He's stupid. Never read a book in his life. Barely complete a sentence. Maybe he's got a ghostwriter. Who knows? I'm going to say the same for Elon Musk. Elon Musk is very good at some things, but Elon Musk does a lot of stupid things. And so, I'm sick of the word genius.
I got to step in and I'm not, with Musk. First of all, it's apples and oranges. You can't compare Musk to Kanye West, and you can't compare.
I always compare apples to oranges, sir.
Jackson, and you can't compare. I mean, so yeah, but I would hesitate in calling Musk stupid.
He's stupid in some
or
things.
a moron. So
maybe they'll give me some Twitter.
Hey, I mean, look. All this is about is people have their knickers in a twist because he's let Trump back on the platform.
And, that's good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, everybody just get the fuck over it, right? You don't like it, you don't have to read it. It's the same as with the New York Times or anything else. If you're on the hard right and you don't like what's in the Washington Post, you know what? Don't subscribe to it.
That's the problem, Baker.
Yeah, that is the problem. Nobody can shut the fuck up anymore. And we're all throwing hand grenades at each other rather than saying, you know what, you got your opinion, I got mine. Government still needs to work, so maybe we ought to, send smart people to Congress that can compromise. And, but what do I know? What do I know?
You know a lot, sir. Don't you say that. I hate when you say that.
It does sort of feel, though, that Musk doesn't have the finesse, let's say, of other super wealthy businessmen. Like Mark Cuban, I trust way more. I feel like
I don't trust either of them.
He does a little better at the whole making decisions so people like him.
I know why you say this. Do you know why she says this?
Shark Tank is
She loves
amazing.
Shark Tank. This is the only reason she's saying this.
I take what Joe's saying. I think it's a good point, but at the same time, Mark Cuban didn't completely upend the automotive industry globally, and he sure as hell hasn't sent a rocket up in space and landed it right back on the target zone.
Yeah, no, that's...
He has created a pharmaceutical company online, very little marketing. It's almost at cost drugs. Almost at cost, the slightest markup. I highly recommend looking into it.
You know how you feel whenever I start talking about the White Sox? That's how I feel when you start talking about Shark Tank.
If Mark Cuban and John Mayer
All right, John Mayer
held a summit somewhere, I would go.
I know you would. And their security would not allow you in there.
Oh, definitely not.
Oh, God. No, they'd have posters of Joe up all over the conference center.
Hey, Baker, we didn't send you this one, but whatever. We tell you not to read them because we know you're not going to anyway. But, okay, so recently... I'd be interested in your theories. Recently, Putin was about to do his annual Meet the Press style press conference, only notable for the fact that it's not just his Moscow lackeys that are in this press conference. It's once a year, it's right before Christmas, and these fucking things usually last about 4 hours. And whereupon he lies a lot, yammers on and on, but, he gets a little bit of sort of pseudo-tough questions. Well, shockingly this year, he cancels the whole thing.
What?
Thank you. Nicely done. Now, there's a couple theories, and I'd be interested in your thoughts. One being, we're hearing more and more health stuff, whether it's true or not. I'll tell you, man, those videos of him shaking all the time are telling. Or two, he's finally starting to get actual intelligence. Rather than the glad-handling oligarchs that are telling him what he wants to hear, he's really starting to be aware of how much of a debacle his bullshittery is. And he does not want to address the press for that reason. I don't necessarily know if I agree with either of those options. Is there a third? Where's your head at? Where is your beautiful, beautiful, handsome head?
Yeah, I think he had other plans. I think he had a Christmas work party that day. So I don't know. It's dangerous to speculate regarding the health question because some of it's now feeding on itself, right? The stories just keep multiplying, and the sources, when you dig into them, the sources are just sources from another story.
Yes.
So you have to be, when it comes to the health of a world leader, you've got to have really well-sourced, corroborated intel. And we've never really had much of that. Certainly, that's made its way to the public domain. So I think you have to be a little bit careful, but I would rate that one over the idea that somehow he's suddenly turned it around and he's getting better intelligence, because that typically doesn't happen. You don't get somebody like Putin who, after all this time, and I mean decades, after all this time, he decides, you know what, I got to clean house and get some real objective individuals in here who are going to tell me the truth. That kind of runs counter to, it's like that old story about the scorpion on the frog crossing the lake. And, I'm sure that's a odd cultural pull for a lot of people. But anyway.
I'm just trying to think who I'd bet on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I oddly remember the scorpion, killing the frog because that's what he does.
Yeah, it's what I do. It's what he says at the end of the half across the lake, because the scorpion wants to ride across the lake, and he tells the frog, the frog says, "No way, if you jump on my back, you're gonna sting me, and then I'll die." And he goes, "No, if I do that, then I'd die too." So they get halfway across the lake, scorpion stings him, and the frog says, "What the hell?" And scorpion says, "Hey, it's what I am."
I'm a scorpion. By the way, it's bedtime stories like that which tells me why we never see kids in the background. Seems like the kids try to avoid Old Man Baker anytime it's story time.
You want to tell your kids pragmatic bedtime stories, but
all of them ending in horrific deaths.
I will tell you Goodnight Moon verbatim if you want to. I read Goodnight forever. But anyway, I think with Putin, I think it's more likely that there's some concern, over, the depth of the questions he was going to get, the fact that there's no real good optic on it. They tried all the narratives about how to, couch this whole incursion and make it sound like it's Ukraine's fault. And I think it's that plus, some health concerns likely. But again, you have to be careful.
I have to tell you, that's like some of the better news that we've heard in some time, I think. Obviously I'd prefer a slow death via revolution, and really just torture him a little bit. But I'll take a really bad some medical issue. That could be great news. And I know it's like better the devil but in Putin's case, how much worse could another guy be? At the very least, I think they'd be more grounded in reality.
Yeah, we know a lot of the sub-devils, whatever you call it, the second-tier devils. We've dealt with a lot of them. And so in this case, I would argue it's not, better the devil you know.
Good, I agree, yeah. That's good to hear. So I don't know how bad these ailments are. And I did have like a little sizzle reel of shaky Putin. I don't know if it's still on there, might not be. But,
I don't know.
He's got something.
But for every shaky video we have of Putin, they have a shaky video of Biden.
Which is accurate.
It's like...
You don't want to get toe-to-toe. You're right. You don't want to get toe-to-toe in this realm.
But one is not a despot. One can and will be elected out at some point or run his 2 terms.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
I was just going to say, if I may, Shaky Putin, a great name for an alternative rock band.
Shaky Putin sounds like a venereal disease.
It sure does.
Looks like you got the shaky Putin.
Nothing you can't drink with some topical solution, though.
There's a segment in there somewhere. Bill and Joe's topical solution. Well, listen, buddy, give us your plugs.
Wait. MK Improv, another episode where someplace like a fourth world country where they really don't have pharmacies, and either Joe or I come down with something embarrassing, and we're trying to deal with it, but there's no real... And so you end up relying on local remedies. I'm just thinking.
If it's going to be embarrassing, why not Tahiti? It'll be fun to film there, and it's loaded with STDs. So,
I was thinking something a little easier, like, I don't know, an inner ear infection.
Well, what's fun in that? Oh, I get it. Baker fuck someone's ear.
Wow.
And I see where you're going with it. Okay.
I want the kids to watch this show, too, So...
It's a family show.
Look, we know what your family bedtime stories are like, so this show could be as R-rated as we want, and you'll still think it's kid-friendly. Well,
that sort of thing.
Okay, and so what? Early January, we're going to get the audiobook drops?
Yep. Early January, we're already doing some of the pre-release marketing planning, but you will definitely get the what do they call it? The pre-release?
Yeah, well, what did I tell you? It's going to be me, a bunch of dogs. One of them's going to die for a whole week, so I could use something, a distraction. So, the sooner the better from my end. Thank you.
Okay, it's a deal. And then other than that, no, we're just we got a bunch of stuff going on. But with the book release company rules coming out on January 18th on Scribd, the Netflix of books. And working on trying to figure out a production schedule for the 3rd season of Black Files Declassified. We've got a movie that, God willing, if everything goes well in terms of the pre-production, we start shooting out in the Mediterranean in June.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I want your life. I wish I had. I'm just talking about babysitting dogs. That's all I got. That's all I got.
No. This is all sort of the side. What do the kids say now?
Side hustle? Side piece.
So that's what the kids say.
Wait, Baker, I'm curious. How many black files have been declassified? Like, do you have enough content for, like, I don't know, 27 seasons?
Oh, are you kidding? I'm sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of material because a lot of it's based on chronology and just a sheer passage of time.
Oh,
and then
okay.
eventually material gets declassified. But what we try to do is find something current, and then look at how it got started, right? All those years ago, bring it to the current time to say, what are we doing? Because if they had a program, for instance, if they started a program on high altitude reconnaissance and satellite imagery, they're not likely to have ended it now. So just because a program stopped in say 82 or something, that somewhere out there is the same program. It's just under different budgets, under different names.
Sure.
So we're not releasing any sources and methods by any means, but we're just trying to show how
it came to be.
how clever I am as a host.
Oh,
on the
okay,
TV.
yeah.
Here's what we call synergy in the business, okay? I used to have a Sunday New York Times column. Unfortunately, it was about museums. My demo was probably about mid-'80s as far as the age of the readers are concerned. But it was about New York-based museums and an object that they had that was New York-related but was not currently being displayed. Perhaps the reasons why it had to look good visually, all this bullshit. Basically, I stopped it because it was too much work for too little pay. But I've been thinking of revamping it, and I want to do the CI, but I want to do it more on a national thing. And what I want to do is drag you to D.C., wait, before you say no, and take you to the CIA Spy Museum, which I need your invite to go to.
I've been. It's fun.
How have you been?
Oh, no, not the CIA spy. There's another spy museum.
There's the International Spy Museum there in D.C., which is fantastic.
I want to go to Langley. And what we could do is, now, on the surface, this is not very much a Black Files Declassified thing, but you can always deviate from the topic once you're an established show. What you guys could do is I could write it, and it's one that would not be, because they've got a million stuff there that is, I'm sure, unbelievably fascinating that is not currently being displayed. Now, I write the article while you film the show. I promote the show within the article.
I like it.
Promote
I tell you what I do like also is, and I'll have my agent call your guys'
Oh my
agent.
God. So much for this idea.
I like the idea of the museums across the country.
Yeah, I think because it's like, especially, even though it's New York, I'm running out of museums. But
I'm bored.
I don't like you.